So let's look at common suffixes. Ubble or ibble, ants and ents, eus, and or, less, full, and fi or ifi. So here we're going to look at, let's see, we have 7 and plus some that mean the same thing that we're going to look at today. All right, so what do these mean? Ubble or ibble mean can or capable of being. So for example, let's say I might use a word like dependable, or even better, understandable. So we saw the word understand with a prefix, misunderstand, don't understand, or understand wrongly. We can also put a suffix on the base word understand, understandable, which means can understand or capable of understanding, right? If something is understandable, it means, I can understand it. All right, so next we have ants and ents. This is a state or quality of being. So this can be a little confusing. This is a term we see a lot with suffixes, a state of being or a quality of being. So this is most often used for adjectives, right? Words we use to describe things. And we'll see some examples of that. Next, we have IOUS, which means full of, which we'll see examples of in the future. So IOUS, full of. Next, we have and or, which is a person who blank. So often we see a verb and or at the end. For example, teacher is a person who teaches, right? Next, we have LESS, which means without or lacking something. Full, unsurprisingly, means full of. And fi or ifi means to make. So let's take a look at some words that have these different suffixes and see if we can guess what they mean. All right, so first we have ubble. Let's add a base word. Adapt. Adaptable. So adaptable, if you remember, ubble means can or capable of being. Adaptable means you can adapt. And adapt means change to as you need to, right? If you start a new job, you need to be adaptable, able to adapt. Okay, next we have ants, which means a state or quality of being. So if we have the word brilliance, this is an adjective that means the state or quality of being brilliant. And as you will see with many suffixes, often we change the spelling of the base word to go with the suffix. So here our base word is actually brilliant plus our ance ending, and we get brilliance. So next we have IOUS, which means full of. So a common word, base word for this is space. But since we're adding a vowel right here, we're going to take away that E and get the word spacious. This means full of space. This is an adjective we might use to describe maybe a big house or a big car or something like that. Very spacious, a lot of space, full of space. Okay, next we have our ER ending, which means a person who blank, a person who does something. So teacher, person who teaches, right? Next we have LESS, which means without or don't have something. So for example, homeless is a word we would use to describe a person or an animal or something like that that has no home, homeless, without a home. Next, we have full, F-U-L, which just like I-O-U-S means full of. So if I say I am thankful, that means I am full of thanks, right? I feel thankful. Very grateful is another word we might use. And last for our examples, we have if I, which means to make. So falsify, here we had to change the spelling. False means not true, right? So to falsify something means to make false, to make something untrue. Falsify. We often see maybe there is a document, a paper, and someone signed it who was not supposed to, or something like that. They falsified it. They made it untrue. All right, so next, let's see if you can guess what these words mean with our suffixes. So first we have an easy one, truthful. Truthful would mean full of truth. This is an adjective we might use to describe a person who is very honest, right? So another word we might use here, honest. Truthful, full of truth, right? Not someone who lies. Next, we have ambitious. So here we have our base word, which is ambition. And we added I-O-U-S suffix. So we just took off that ending and added I-O-U-S, ambitious. So remember, I-O-U-S means full of. So this means full of ambition. Ambition is that desire to do good, do better in life, reach your goals. Ambitious. So maybe you are very ambitious about learning English. That's why you're watching this video today, right? You are ambitious. Next, we have the word counselor. So we have an OR ending, which means a person who does something, does the base word. So a counselor is a person who counsels or gives advice and is there to help, right? Next, we have the word permanence. So here again, we changed the spelling because our base word is permanent and we have an ENCE ending. So we just changed that, permanence. So this is the state or quality of being permanent. So this is an adjective we might use, or, well, a noun, I suppose. I might say something has permanence. It is something that is permanent. Next, we have the word dependable. So we have an A-B-L-E ending, which means able, can, right? So dependable is a word we used that means someone can be depended on or something can be depended on or trusted. So I might say my friend is very dependable, or I could even say my car is dependable. It is not going to break down or anything like that. So here we see some words with common suffixes.